They have just about 15% of the students, but almost half of the student loan defaults. For-profit colleges are often accused of putting earnings ahead of education. Now, a former school administrator is sharing new accusations with Al Jazeera about how she says one school lured prospective students to campus. Our Michael Short reports on that.
We were all sold on all these promises that were supposed to be in support of our dreams when in fact they just wanted to squeeze us for our financial aid money.
And Michael Adorno got quite a bit of financial aid money, over $37,000 of it when he used to attend Everest College, a subsidiary of the for-profit Corinthian colleges in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
It was more than money. It was something personal.
They really cared.
Corinthian colleges filed for bankruptcy this year, leaving thousands of students like Michael with no alternative, drowning in debt, and, in most cases, holding worthless degrees. According to the Department of Education, 13% of U.S. college students attend for-profit colleges, yet they are responsible for nearly 50% of student loan defaults.
The problem we have today is that the mom and pop waste, fraud, and abuse is now on franchised and corporate steroids.
Barmak Nasirian is Director of Federal Relations and a policy analyst for the American Association of State Colleges and Universities.
Now you have Harvard MBAs running multi-campus operations that really focus on only one consideration. How do I take consumer fraud and make it a business model? And when I say consumer fraud, I mean over-advertise, over-promise, overcharge, and under-deliver.
Adorno said he's one of those who was overpromised and underdelivered.
I was definitely at an emotional low. Self-confidence was down. So walking into their offices, this is what they do. They look for exactly that kind of person because it's easiest to take advantage of them.
37 state attorneys general are investigating these for-profit colleges.
We had a joke for a long time in the school where if they can fog a mirror, they get admitted into school. So, meaning that anyone that's breathing gets accepted.
Heidi Weber is a former teacher and administrator at the Minnesota-based for-profit Globe University. As an administrator, she says she had firsthand exposure to aggressive recruiting practices.
And do they have to meet certain goals in order to make a commission on admission?
I don't know if it's commission, they will shy away from that word, but certainly they could lose their job if they're not making their numbers. And that happened over and over and over again. They also were given certain perks. We had an admissions person on our campus when I actually worked on the campus who got gift cards, those sorts of things as perks for doing a good job, signing up a lot of folks.
Weber says she took her concerns to University Provost David Metzen.
He closed the door and put his chair in front of the door. And I remember feeling so threatened, like what a horrible body maneuver to pin you in a room, basically. It was like a power play, that's the way I felt threatened by that. Ultimately, our conversation ended up with him raising his voice, doing a lot of yelling, telling me I need to learn to be quiet.
We spoke with David Metzen over the phone regarding Weber's allegations. He remembered sitting close to her but denies intimidating her. The meeting was set to address his concerns about her job performance. We also followed up with Globe University regarding their recruiting practices. We even went to Globe headquarters outside St. Paul, Minnesota to speak with the school's director of communications, Naomi McDonald.
I'm a correspondent with Al Jazeera America, and we've been trying very hard to get in touch with you. We've left a number of messages. We're interviewing...
We never heard back from McDonald or anyone at Globe. In February of this year, a jury awarded Weber nearly $400,000, making her case one of the first whistleblower cases in the country to result in a jury award against for-profit colleges.
Do you feel like it made a difference?
I wanted things to change for those students because I thought, what kind of teacher would I ever be for those students and my own daughters if I didn't try and do the right thing and show them that standing up for the right thing, that's the legacy you leave in your life. It's not how much money you have, it's making a difference.
While Heidi Weber feels like she's making a difference, Barmak Nasirian warns that there's a larger storm brewing, a result of a lesson not learned.
It's a crisis of too big to fail in many ways, right? It's really astonishing to me in some ways that even after the debacle of 2008, we still are repeating that same set of patterns. This is really the story of subprime goes to college.
And this crisis has left thousands of students unable and now unwilling to pay their debts. Some Corinthian students, including Michael Adorno, have come together and created the Corinthian 100, students who are refusing to pay their student loans.
By the end of my time at Everest, I accrued $37,162 in student debt.
And how much of that have you paid?
None.
How much do you intend to pay?
None. We want a full cancellation of these student loans for current and former Corinthian students. You know, everybody deserves a chance, again, at a proper education.
And John, everybody here, you know, at these schools, in government, in Washington right now, is starting to pay attention to this. Just last week, the SEC has announced that they're going to be filing suit against ITT Tech, another sort of chain of for-profit colleges with 6 universities of their own.
Yeah, the federal government has been warning for-profit colleges for some time and looking into this matter. So do you get any sense from the officials how many for-profit colleges may be involved in these practices, and how do you stop it?
Yeah, well, the way that, you know, the question is not how many, it's sort of the practices that they use. Congress is paying attention to it. Now, of course, you know, the idea of all of these student loans goes right back to the Department of Education. Secretary of Education Arnie Duncan, we talked with him last week. That'll be in our piece tomorrow, a follow-up to see what is being done. But you can be sure the Secretary of Education working with Congress right now, that's going to be the next step for this.
Michael Schur, good to see you, Michael. Thank you.